Welcome back. It's Sunday once again, and we're here for a weekly update. I'm Brad, and we're at my house, actually specifically here in my garage. Today, I still have to work on getting that storage unit unloaded. I think I mentioned that last week. We did make some progress. Got those shelves up last week. During the week, we were able to get the workbench put back in, at least to some extent. It's not finished. And a mezzanine shelf up above. So today, nothing real exciting for me. I'm just going to be working on moving some stuff. But while I get started, let's flash back. This week we got to do some fun stuff. Finished drywall. Took a little field trip to pick up something special for the house. And worked on building that mezzanine. So let's flash back and look at some of the stuff that happened this week and catch back up with you guys here in a little bit. So one of the things I wanted to do in the garage was create a little more storage space for ourselves, but also not clutter up the floors. I use my garage as a shop for the cars. We do want to be able to park at least 2 cars in there, maybe a lift at some point. So the thought came to me that we would do a mezzanine shelf or a raised floating shelf along the back wall over my workbench. So what we're doing right now is we're actually cutting the pieces to make the frame of that shelf. We'll build a half of the frame at a time, get it up into place, and then fasten it to the wall. So what we're doing here is we're just cutting the joist for the frame to go against these band boards here, and we'll start nailing this frame together. So we got the frame to the shelf built. Next step will be put it on the wall as soon as we're done sanding there in the garage.
You're like poetry, the crazy whirlwinds blows us from the corners of my mind.
Alright, so we got the frame, the skeleton of the shelf in place back there this morning. The next steps will be securing it in a way so that it can hold some weight so that we can store stuff up there. We've decided to do that to keep the garage floor clean instead of doing posts underneath it. We're going to hang it up, poke holes through the ceiling, so we'll actually have some vertical members that will run from the joist of the shelf all the way up and go into the side of the truss above to give us some strength so that when we put our stuff there, it can hold it. For us, we're getting ready to hop in the car and head on a field trip, a house-related field trip. So we're going to bring you guys along with us to go pick up something special for the house, a special feature that's just got finished. And we'll come back and check on this at the end of the day and see where it gets to. Welcome back. So fast forward a few hours and we find ourselves down here in Cornelius, North Carolina, about an hour and a half from the house to pick up a special feature for the house that both my wife and I were real excited for. We came down here and we're at a business called Born in a Barn with a gentleman named Mark, who has made us a very special barn door for the house. I'm sure everybody's seen barn doors are becoming a popular design addition to people's houses, and he's built us this beautiful rustic door. This is actually going to go in our master bedroom over where it goes into the entrance to the bathroom. So I want to introduce Mark here to the channel. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for being here and thanks for making us a beautiful door.
Well, you're welcome. It was a pleasure working with you, and this is what I love to do. I love building doors. I love anything that's rustic and old. And my goal in building doors like this are to take a brand new piece of material, in this case it's cedar, and I have a series of chemical treatments that I apply to it, and it makes it look like it's very old. The process right before I put on, in this case satin poly, is iron acetate, which is vinegar and nails mixed together and then and then sitting for about a month, and it makes it look like an old piece of barnwood. I then sand that down a little bit, put a coat of poly on, and it's the only way I've been able to achieve this this type of rustic look, and I really like to do it with cedar. But I use Doug fir, southern yellow pine, and spruce. Do a shabby chic door with white or with another color underneath that also gives it that rustic look even though it's brand new. And occasionally I'll go down and get some barnwood if I can find a good supplier at an affordable price. Right. Some real barnwood with the circular sawn marks on it, and those are really cool, but they're hard to work with for two reasons. The wood is very rarely true, and it's heavy. It's very, very heavy.
That's right. So, some of that old wood is very dense.
Right.
You know, that's the beauty of this, is you get the new materials that are easier to work with. But to me, this still has very much that rustic look. If you want, we can walk inside and you can show us a little bit about your build process.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are inside his shop where he's building the next customer door. You can tell us a little bit about your build process here.
Absolutely. The key, what I found the best key is to have an assembly table that's dead flat. So all I have here is a couple sawhorses with some 2x4s, a piece of plywood on that, but that gives me a nice flat surface to work on. And then I will determine what the length of my door is going to be, and I subtract the 1x6, which is of course about 3/4 of an inch by 5.5, and cut these pieces, which we have right here. And so this is actually what it's like on the inside of the door. And I like to use a Craig tool, which is a pocket jig that makes these nice little pocket holes. I'll glue and screw this joint, and then once this is built all together nice and tight, and it looks like kind of like an H or a V, I put this centerpiece in also. I have that piece on the table, then I lay my panels across, glue and screw those, and that's pretty much it for the basic assembly of a basic 3-rail door.
One thing I thought would be really cool to see is these awesome handles that you do as a part of the door. I think that is such a unique thing that we're getting. I was probably most excited about that. I did not know that we were getting this handle.
Yeah, it's a railroad spike that has been bent and drilled, and it's just a really cool addition to a neat door. And barn doors are a piece of functional artwork. I think is a nice description that I heard from one of my other customers, is that it's not only a functioning door that can close off a room and add privacy, but when it's open, it's a lot more than just a door. It's something that people walk in and they go, wow, that's really cool.
Absolutely. Well, we're super excited to get it back to our house and get it hung up. Thanks again, Mark, for having us here at your shop, and hopefully we'll send some more customer Mark's way. We'll be back soon with some more updates to the house. Thank you. right, well, we made it back home. We got the door safely put away, and looking forward to hanging that. It was such a pleasure to work with Mark. I'm going to flash up, want to make sure to put a link to his site. We forgot to mention that while we were with him, somewhere on the screen. And we will make sure to also put a link in the description as well if you're interested in a custom door at a fantastic price, great customer service, and the special touches that he does are pretty awesome. While I was gone, Dad was able to finish up getting this mezzanine shelf done. You can see that we've hung it from the ceiling. Those 2x4s, probably can't see it real well in the video, actually go through the ceiling and attach to the roofing truss above, and then down here to the floor joist below, and that supports a majority of the weight out here on the front. The OSB plywood tied to the frame support creates a lot of rigidity in the shelf itself, and then it's nailed to the studs all the way around. We're not going to put anything exceedingly heavy out there, certainly no live load or anything, so that'll be pretty sufficient for that. There's a lot more projects we got to do this week. So hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, we're going to be back tomorrow with some brick updates and getting the exterior moved forward. Really excited to do that and kind of impatient about that. But anyway, we'll be back with more this week. We're not done yet, so see you soon. success. So I'm not going to stand in here because it's echoing real bad, but we got the unit emptied out, which was our main objective today. And let me take you with me. We'll shoot into the garage over here and kind of show you. Basically just unloaded that thing so we can get it out of the driveway. And if you guys see, we've got a couple things up on the big shelf, a few things on the small shelves. Let me set this down. So from the video you saw that we finished up drywall this week, and that was a matter of finishing the sanding, getting that wall, like we keep talking about, getting that perfectly smooth finish so you don't see where they've nailed it and where the joints are of the drywall. Also got the brick skirt up. I was really excited about that. It's really starting to transform the exterior of the house. The next thing will be the siding. Unfortunately, it is on order right now, so we're still about a week and a half out from getting that started. But that will finish up once we do the siding, and trim will finish up the exterior of the home. And I really think the look that we're going for and all will start coming together. So we got some things done this week, starting to move things back in the garage. The next step, of course, is to organize. In this upcoming week, we're going to start painting, getting ready for trim, and all the exciting stuff to finish out a house. Thanks for joining us again this week. Please subscribe to the channel and browse through the channel for more videos about this house project. If there's something you'd like to see or questions about building, please feel free to comment below. Thanks again for watching, and come back next week. See you then.